Hello, good evening. I hope everyone had a great day today. This is going to be a different kind of podcast. I'm really excited, or not podcast, Periscope. I'm so sorry. So I'm really excited about it. I hope it goes well. I'm not all high tech and don't have a pretty little TV to put the slides up onto. But hopefully this goes well. I'm really excited. Like I said, I hope everyone had a wonderful day. My day was a little hectic, as always. So I hope you guys had a nice, peaceful, relaxing day at work. Just to give you a brief introduction on myself, my name is Amber Ames. I am a Beachbody coach. So I'm an online health and wellness coach. If you want more information, you can find my blog at blogger. Oh God, I can't even remember. I'm so sorry. It's new, so it's a work in progress. I'm so sorry about that. I'm a scatterbrain. If you have any questions over the presentation that you will be seeing tonight, you can email them directly to me at fitnessontheplains@gmail.com. You can also contact me on Facebook. Again, just search for Fitness on the Plains, Independent Beachbody Coach. This presentation that I'm going to be showing you guys tonight is actually a presentation that I did for my 8 to 5 job that I have. I work for Mosaic in Pittsburgh, Kansas. We provide services for individuals with intellectual disabilities. And about a year ago, a little bit over a year ago, I became the Health and Wellness Committee chairperson. So with that, I was planning different wellness challenges for clients and employees. And I had a lot of fun doing that. And basically, that's what this presentation is going to be about. It's going to be about some things that I learned along the way. There's going to be a few statistics in there. I know those are really boring. Just bear with me. They're only on the first slide. And we'll talk about the challenges and the programs that I implemented for our employees and for our clients as well. I know some of you may not work for an organization that provides services for people. So some of the programs and activities that I included may not pertain to you. But you can make them work for you, just coming up with different plans and whatnot. And again, if you need any kind of assistance with how to run a wellness program, I am always here to help. Again, you can just email me at fitnessontheplains@gmail.com. That's also listed in my bio if you want to send me emails there. All right. So I'm going to go ahead and begin the presentation now. All right, so why is workplace wellness important? A lot of people may not want to, you might get a lot of negative feedback from senior leadership. They may not see the importance of a workplace wellness program. So this is the boring slide, the statistics side, but this is information that you can take to senior leadership so that you can tell them why it's important. So first of all, chronic illness accounts for about 75% of total healthcare costs. Most chronic illnesses are preventable. These are things like cancer, stroke, obesity. By incorporating a wellness program, employees can learn to take control of their health and prevent these chronic illnesses. The next point is the rising cost of healthcare. That is a big one. How many of you have seen your insurance premiums increase over the last few years? I know that my insurance premiums have increased quite a bit, and this is what's happening is because of the rising cost of healthcare, insurance companies are having to raise their prices, which means that your employees are getting higher premiums when they go for their annual enrollments for their benefits. So those premiums are increasing. And why this is important for employers is because some employees, benefits is really important to them. They may not care how much they get paid hourly, but if their benefits keep going up, the cost of their benefits, they might start looking for another employer that offers better benefits for a lower price. Employers spend around $8,000 per employee per year on medical costs. These medical costs include things like insurance plans, disability, and workman's comp. Studies have shown that companies who have incorporated a wellness program have seen their medical costs, or what they're spending on medical costs, drop dramatically. Excuse me, I'm recovering from a cold. In fact, studies have shown that the decrease in medical costs have gone down 18%. Is it 18? No, 76. 76% overall medical costs for employers who have incorporated a wellness program. If you look at that 26% and look directly at workman's comp, which is a huge killer for employers, it's a big cost. When you look at just workman's comp, it drops 30% with companies who have developed a health and wellness program. And I know companies are all about saving the money, so that will save them a lot of money. Everyone has some sort of health risk, whether that health risk is smoking or drinking, poor sleep habits, stress, or if it's just genetic. Everyone has some sort of health risk. And by starting a wellness program, you're giving your employees the tools that they need to control those health risks and learn about them and correct them before it becomes a chronic health problem. Chronic illness creates low productivity. This was a big one, and I was really surprised when I was researching this presentation. Studies, again, have shown that individuals who are chronically ill are about 18% less productive than non-chronically ill individuals. If you're trying to do the math at home, I'm going to make it easy for you. 18% accounts for 7 hours out of the workday, and that equates up to 2 months per year. That's a lot of productivity that is being skipped out on. And we all want our employees to be productive. And lastly, wellness programs promote morale and teamwork. Everybody from HR to your CEO, everyone wants employees to be engaged. They want them to be happy. They want them to come to work. By creating a wellness program, you are giving your employees that morale and that spirit of teamwork. And that's also going to help cut down on the low productivity. Alright, so what are some things, how to have a successful wellness program? First of all, and I cannot stress this enough, you have to get senior leadership involved. If you don't have senior leadership involved, you're going to have a really, really hard time getting your program up and running. If they don't see it as important, they're not going to help you promote it. And it's going to be really hard to get it going. You also want to make sure that you ask employees what they want. You can do this either through comment boxes. You can do surveys. When I became the chairperson for our wellness committee, I created a Survey Monkey, which was a free service, and sent that out to employees and had them fill it out to find out what topics they wanted covered, what activities they wanted to do, what was important to them. And that is very key. We'll talk a little bit more about that later. You want to make sure that you're committed. And this is really important. If you don't show up every day with the motivation to continue with your wellness program, it's going to end before it really even gets started. If you come up with a challenge or a program and you have horrible results with that program, and again, we will talk about that. I'm going to talk about my learning opportunities. I hate the word failure. I will not use it. That's the only time you will hear me say it. I prefer the term learning opportunity instead. And we'll talk about those. I didn't talk to my employees about a program that I thought was going to be great. It was going to raise money for our wellness program, and it was a huge learning experience. And like I said, we'll get to that in a little bit. So just make sure that if you have a setback, don't let it hold you back. Keep driving forward. If you give up after a few mistakes or issues, then people are going to think that you don't care. And that's probably one of the most important things you can do, is making sure that people know that you care. You want to be creative. When people start doing a wellness program, a lot of times they get into the habit of doing the same thing over and over and over again. That's a good way to kill your wellness program also. Again, this is something that we kind of did. And so you want to be able to mix things up, because if you're not, people are going to lose interest. You want to make sure that you have fun. If you're having fun doing something if you're having fun doing something that you don't typically enjoy, you're not going to realize that you're doing it. I'm also an occupational therapy assistant, and that's a big thing, is making sure, like, a lot of people, they may not want to do their treatment programs, but when you make sure that they're having fun while you're doing it, they're not going to realize that they're actually getting the treatment that they need. Also, make sure you encourage others. Sorry about that. This picture that you see is a picture of one of the girls that I work with. She wanted to start running, and so I encouraged her to start running with me. And this was after she completed her first 5K. So, of course, I was there cheering her on. I wish I had the video of it. But I don't. But she was really excited, and I encouraged her. So whenever your people reach their goals, make sure you cheer them on. Be their cheerleader. Alright, so weight loss challenge for employees. These were the 3 weight loss challenges that we've done so far since I have been the health and wellness person. The first one was in January of 2014. Basically, we created a poster board with nicknames. An arrow showed an increase or decrease or the same amount in weight. Employees paid $1 each week to weigh in, and at the end of the challenge, the winner won the pot of money. So, in January of 2015, we did another one, and what we did with this one was half the pot of money went to the winner, and the other half went towards a wellness scholarship fund for the individuals in service. Everything else was the same. And in the third challenge, which was the one that we just finished not too long ago, we continued with the winner receives half the pot of money and the other half goes towards the scholarship fund. But we also introduced weekly prizes. And so each week, if somebody came in to weigh in, their name went into a pot, and at the end of the week, we drew a name and they won a prize. We had things from pedometers, little goodie bags, stress balls. My favorite thing was a little salad, take a salad to work type thing. We had some really great prizes. Another thing that we implemented was 15-minute exercise breaks. These were more for our individuals and services. I think it was twice a week we broke out, administrative staff would go and work out for 15 minutes with the clients. And what happened with this, we don't do this one anymore, and part of it is because we've recently gone to Day Services Without Walls, which is an awesome program. But, so we're not with the clients as often as we used to be. But what happened with this was we kept doing the same exercises over and over and over again, and people lost interest. So this is one of those things where you need to make sure that you keep being creative. You can use the beach ball thing, or the dice that you see in this picture. You can look up different exercise programs online. And if you're really stressed for time and you don't get to plan your 15-minute exercise break, you can always have a 15-minute dance party. Who doesn't love dancing? Alright, this other one, again, this was specifically for our individuals in service. Mission Possible was an activity book with a spy theme that I came up with. Our clients wanted to participate in our weight loss challenge, but I had some issues with clients participating in that. I wanted to make sure that if they were losing weight, they were doing it healthy. Several of our clients are very competitive, and I was concerned that they may not do it with diet and exercise. So I created this activity book. The Agents of Wellness goal was to stop the blah master by learning about health and wellness. There was all kinds of different activities they had to do, from picking out healthy foods instead of junk foods, how to figure out how to exercise if it was a rainy day outside, all sorts of fun stuff. After 8 weeks, the agents went on to capture the blah master by going on a geocache or a hike. They had a lot of fun. The blah master did give up peacefully. And topics include, like I said, nutrition, exercise. We did have a relaxation session in there because a lot of our clients deal with a lot of stress. So we did some relaxation, and also just making healthy choices in general. This went over really well. Our clients really enjoyed it. They've asked me to come up with another one, and I am sad to say that I haven't. It took me a long time to get this one up and going, so it's going to be a while before there's another Mission Possible or another activity, health, and wellness group for our individuals in service. Walk Mosaic was based on the K-State's Walk Kansas program. The group homes, which were the homes that our clients lived in, were divided up into teams with their staff. The challenge was to walk, run, bike, or roll, for those in wheelchairs, the distance to all the group homes and the offices. That was a total of 67 miles. Again, this was a really great program. The clients really enjoyed it. It was a little bit too easy. We had a group home finish it in a week. And this was supposed to last, I think it was a month that this was scheduled to go for. So it was a little too easy, but they had fun doing it. I'm trying to think if there was anything else with Walk Mosaic. I don't think there was. Like I said, it was a lot of fun. Everyone enjoyed it. It was very competitive. So that gave me the idea to do the 100-mile/hour shoe. This was a little bit more of a challenge than Walk Mosaic. Every mile they walked, ran, rolled, or for each hour that they spent in a fitness class, they got to color in a spot in the shoe. It was also a preparatory to a wellness initiative that was to follow. This one didn't go over as well. I think it was too hard for them. The difference between this one and the Walk Mosaic was this was individual and it wasn't a team. So maybe next year if we do this again, we'll probably do the 100-mile shoe as a team instead of an individual exercise or an individual program. And this was for staff, so was the Walk Mosaic. Staff were also included in this. Alright. So this was my learning experience, the Monster Charity Race. U.S. Road Running is a virtual race company, and they were looking to give some of their proceeds to nonprofits, which Mosaic is a nonprofit, so I submitted an application for us to receive it, and we got it. That was fantastic. So, for every person that signed up to run under Mosaic or run for Mosaic, our agency received $10. If our group had the most people who registered for it, we would receive an additional $1,000. I thought this was great. I thought our employees were going to jump on the ball and just sign up for this, and it was going to be fantastic. We were going to do it as a group run instead of a virtual race where everyone got together and walked or ran a 5K. I thought it was going to be wonderful. Well, like I said, this was one of my learning experiences. We had 3 people sign up to run for Mosaic. Out of the 3 people who signed up, only 1 ran, and that was myself. I don't consider this a complete failure, because even though we didn't have that many people participate, we had 3 people sign up, so we still got $30. And we have used that for other wellness programs that people have enjoyed a lot more, and we'll get to that too. So it wasn't a complete failure. It was definitely a learning experience. And a couple of months after we did this, a group of employees decided to go on and run their own 5K. So maybe this just wasn't the 5K for them. They wanted something that was a little bit more jazzy. So, learning experience, not necessarily a failure. Wellness Trivia Challenge. Alright, so the Wellness Trivia Challenge, I believe, lasted for 10 weeks. I would send an email out with a list of between 5 to 10 trivia questions, and the employees would email me back with their answers. Throughout the 10 weeks, I kept track of who had the most points. I kept a tally sheet, and at the end of it, the person who had the most won a company t-shirt. They had a lot of fun doing this, and one of the other great benefits to this trivia challenge was we also figured out which employees were reading their emails and which weren't. They didn't win the prize if they didn't read their emails. The Sweaty Selfie Facebook page. This is a Facebook page to encourage employees to work out. Employees post pictures of themselves after a workout, or they can also post motivational or inspirational thoughts to help each other out when they need to work out. This is a lot of fun. Our employees have a blast with this. This was not an original idea, I'm sad to say. I stole this from one of the groups that I belong to help me stay motivated in working out. It was a lot of fun. We still have it. They still have a blast playing on the Sweaty Selfies Facebook page. It is a private group. Only people who are invited can join. Only people that are in the group can see it, see the posts and everything, and that's a big thing. You want to make sure that it is a private group. Some people are self-conscious about posting sweaty selfies. It was a lot of fun, and it still is a lot of fun. So that is something really simple and easy to do. Walk to Lunch. We actually started this on National Walk to Lunch Day. I'm not entirely sure what day that is. I believe it's in early spring. I'm not sure. Anyway, so we did a walk to lunch. And then after a couple of months, we decided to take another walk to lunch. And while we were doing that, I was like, why don't we do this every month? So we started doing it every month. Everybody meets at the office, and we pick a place to go eat, and we walk to lunch. It's pretty self-explanatory. Employees do have to pay for their own lunches. There was some misconceptions about that in the earlier stages of our walk to lunches. But they are responsible for their own lunch, so that's something you want to keep in mind if you do something like this. Some employees may not be able to afford to eat at the 5-star restaurant across the street. So try to make the lunches, the places that you go, affordable. Also, ours is scheduled after the first payday of the month, so that's another thing you might want to keep in mind too. You want to do it when you know your employees are going to have money. Grants. You can get grants. There are tons and tons of health and wellness grants out there for companies that want to start a wellness program. Many grants are available to help with the cost of health and wellness. Grants range from exercise equipment to toothbrushes. Our agency actually received a grant to get an elliptical and a very, very nice treadmill. So check out grants because they're out there and they can help you offset the cost of wellness programs. Traveling displays. Oral Health of Kansas provided us with this display. You check it out kind of like a library book. You just contact them and say, hey, we want this display, and they'll send it to you. They pay for the shipping and everything. And you get to have it for a couple of weeks. It's a really awesome program. If you want more information on that, the contact information on that is info@oralhealthkansas.org. And Sonia Almos, she's the Oral Health Kansas Operation and Communication Manager, so she would be the person you want to talk to. This was a really great display. It was about how much sugar is in the drinks that you drink. And I don't know if I can zoom in on that or not, and you can see that. But they are actually listed from higher to lower, and I was really shocked to find out that Monster did not have the highest amount of sugar in it. The drink that had the highest amount of sugar in it was sweet tea. So there's your little health tip for the day. Sweet tea has lots and lots of sugar. Mm-hmm. Alright. Recipe calling. So this is what we used for the money that we received from the Monster Charity Race. We asked staff to submit a recipe, and then they cooked the dish, and then we voted on who had the best dish. The best tasting recipe won $50, and the recipes that were submitted to us, we are actually in the process of making a cookbook out of those recipes. And that cookbook we're going to put in all the houses that our individuals live in so that the staff can continue to cook healthy and nutritious meals for their individuals in service. So what have we learned through this presentation? Clients love to work out if staff is doing it with them. That was one of the things that we learned during the 15-minute exercise breaks. As long as the staff were working out with them, they had a blast working out. But if the staff weren't willing to stop what they were doing to work out, the clients weren't going to stop what they were doing to work out. Employees are very competitive. The weight loss challenges we always have a lot of participation in, and the employees really, really want to win that money. Clients really enjoyed the Mission Possible and asked for another one. 67 miles wasn't that much of a challenge. Monster Charity Race was a learning experience, but several employees later completed a local 5K, so in my opinion, it was not as big as a mistake as I thought it was. And employees are excited to share their progress. I didn't really talk about this, but since being the health and wellness chairperson for Mosaic, I have had people walk up to me in the grocery store telling me about how much weight they lost, what they're doing, what they're eating, and they're really excited to share this progress. I go into the gym and I have people stop me and talk about their exercise program, and they'll ask me for tips. So they're really excited to share their progress and to get other people on board. And most importantly, you never want to give up. If you do a program or a challenge or something and it doesn't go over very well, don't let that hold you up. Keep going. Eventually, people are going to start noticing and they're going to participate, and it's going to take off flying. It took me a long time to get to where we are right now with our agency, with our wellness program. It wasn't easy in the beginning, and I didn't have a lot of participation. But now we have tons of people who participate, and they're excited. Employees will come up to me and be like, when's the next meeting? When's the next walk to lunch? So never give up. Keep going, keep trying, because your employees are counting on you. Alright, so these are some resources for the statistics that were in the first slide. I'm going to try to get them all in there. Oh my goodness. But But that is the statistics, or not the statistics, the resources. You can screenshot that if you want. Again, if you guys have any questions about how to start a health and wellness program in your companies or at your places of business, shoot me an email at fitnessontheplains@gmail.com. I'm always happy to help people get something like this started. I love it. It's probably my favorite thing that I do at work is planning these programs and helping other people achieve their wellness goals. So, again, if you have any questions, don't hesitate to contact me. I will get back with you. I hope you guys all have a fantastic evening. I'm sorry this one was a little long, but I hope you found it informative. And have a good night. I'm out.